What is creative intelligence? In this modern age, there are emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning, ML, and these are fine, but they will never replace the ability of a human being to be creative. Now, more than ever, it is essential that you have a strong creative skill set to remain competitive. Some people seem to be just naturally creative, but as you will discover in this training, creative intelligence is something that you can develop so that you can improve your creativity. It doesn't matter what line of business you are in, having the ability to work out smarter ways to do things and think in a different way, such as out-of-the-box thinking, will reward you in several ways. So, whether you are part of an existing team or going it alone, you will get great benefit from this training. What is creative intelligence? The first thing to understand here is that creative intelligence is a mindset that you need to develop, and it is not a methodology. Some people think that creative intelligence and design thinking are one and the same, but this is not the case. People that have creative intelligence will approach their world in a different way than most of the population will. They have the capacity to pull on resources at a subconscious level to come up with new ideas and different ways of doing things. There are two words in creative intelligence, and the word intelligence is usually defined as your ability to acquire new knowledge and skills and apply them in life. When you add the word creative to this, you go beyond just learning new things and mastering new skills. Creativity is all about being open to new suggestions and having the curiosity to challenge what is considered the norm and push boundaries that may have existed for quite a while. The skill is only available to human beings. It is all about understanding and interpreting a situation and using imagination to solve it. The psychologists define creative intelligence as a person's ability to deal with a situation or problem that is either familiar or unfamiliar and provide a novel solution. Creative people often draw on previous knowledge and use abstract thinking to provide them with insight and a solution to the problem that has not been thought of before. It is not just about having a powerful imagination. This will certainly help with solving problems, but when you have creative intelligence, you will have the right combination of the following: creativity, perception, curiosity, intuition, innovation. You are not going to significantly boost your creative intelligence in a few hours just by taking this training. It will require consistent effort on your part and time to develop. That being said, we have provided you with powerful techniques in this training to help you develop your creative intelligence. There is a generally accepted theory that a person with creative intelligence has 5 specific traits. We agree with this, and we will discuss these 5 traits below. By developing these traits, you will in turn develop your creative intelligence to a higher level. Number 1, you need to look outside the mainstream. You will rarely find new ideas emanating from the mainstream. In fact, the mainstream will often reject new ideas because it considers them too radical. If you want to develop a high level of creative intelligence, then you need to be prepared to challenge the status quo. This means breaking from the mainstream and coming up with diverse opinions on how things should be. Be aware that most people cling on to the mainstream and may consider you to be some kind of nut when you challenge it. Do not let this stand in your way, as some of the best ideas have come from challenging the mainstream. Just because we have always done something the same way for years doesn't mean that there is not a new way to approach it. Number 2, beware of too much knowledge. If you have been involved with an industry for many years, then it is easy to get into the habit of thinking that you have all of the answers. This can really stifle creativity, as you can get stuck in the thinking rut of, we have always done it this way, so we will continue to do it this way. Another classic creativity killer thought is, if it isn't broken, then don't fix it. To break through this way of thinking, it is important that you develop your curiosity levels. You need to become more willing to explore different possibilities and accept that there may be a better way of doing something that has been done the same way for a long time. You need to see the old problems that your business faces in new ways. Think about how a child would look at the problem. A child has not been subject to years of conditioning that stifles their creativity. Thinking about a problem as a child will help you to identify assumptions and biases that need to be challenged to come up with new ideas. Number 3, utilize ambiguity. When something is ambiguous, it can cause most people a lot of stress and anxiety, and they easily become uncomfortable with the situation. We want you to view ambiguity as an opportunity for creativity. The vast majority of people will avoid uncertainty in their life as much as possible. Someone with a high level of creative intelligence will welcome uncertainty, as it will provide them with the chance to be creative and generate new ideas. We want you to embrace ambiguity for this reason. It will take you a while to get comfortable with ambiguity and uncertainty, But once you master this, you will be able to think and act instinctively even under the most severe pressure. Nobody knows what the future holds, and you will need to be guided by your intuition. You will be able to come up with good ideas even when you are not aware of all the facts. Number 4, be experimental. All new ideas carry a certain amount of risk, and you can mitigate the risk by adopting a test it and learn mindset. This will help you with making those very important decisions in your life. You'll be relying on your intuition here, and then experimenting to validate what it has told you. When you experiment with your new ideas, you need to flip the idea on its head and look for emotional and cognitive bias. Be prepared to fully question your idea and then test it under pressure. Squeeze the idea and stretch it to see if it has legs. Number 5, people with creative intelligence mix it up. If you want to be more creative, then stop sticking to the same routines and be prepared to mix up your focus. Make a point of getting involved with situations that are unfamiliar to you. This will help you to think differently than before, as you will have to absorb new information that you have not experienced before. It is always a good idea to take a step back and turn over things in your mind to come up with a creative solution. When you mix things up in this way, you will benefit from approaching complex challenges in a different way. In the next video, we will discuss the benefits of being more creative.